everyone, I'm Amanda Patti of Unloved Movement and Wellness. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode where I'll be sharing with you some wonderful, interesting, holistic health, wellness, and movement tips. Today's tip of the day has to do with relationships. Now, if you didn't know, I have a background in biology. And biology has been one of my big passions growing up and dove into some really interesting studies. And one of them happened to be the study of relationships. Now, when I'm thinking relationships, I'm not necessarily thinking partnerships with other people, though that can definitely be a big part of it. Primarily, I'm talking about the relationship you have with yourself. Most of us, when we're by ourselves and we're not in interaction with other people, tend to think that we are alone. Well, here's a news flash. You're never alone. We're in a constant state of hypersymbiosis. Now, what is hypersymbiosis? Hyper means excess or a lot of. And symbiosis is basically relationship. So we are constantly in a state of relationship, not just with one organism, but with multiple organisms. We have millions upon millions of organisms within our body that we are constantly in relationship with every second of every single day. So why is this important? Well, if you go out and you're yelling at your partner, does that affect your relationship? Most likely, yes. If you're feeding somebody food that does not support them, is that going to affect that other person? Yes. If you're spewing negative thoughts towards other people, is that likely to affect other people, depending on the state of mind and being and consciousness that they're in? Yes. So what does that say about ourselves? Well, firstly, the most important relationship we have is the relationship with ourselves. How can we go about developing a relationship with ourselves that's really positive and beneficial and will help ignite us to share our passions and our light with the world? So one thing is just to look at your relationships. Look at your external relationships. They are going to be a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. Be gentle with yourself during this process. It's not an invitation for you to beat yourself up and get down and hard on yourself, but just take a good glance at the relationships that you're sharing with others. Okay, the next step is to look at how you're treating yourself. How are you treating yourself when it comes to following your heart's desires? Do you set aside time for yourself each and every day, or are you always putting yourself on the back burner, sending yourself the message that everyone outside of me is more important than I am? There is no, this person is more important than this one. We're all equally important. And unless you start taking care of yourself and putting yourself first and meeting your needs before meeting the needs of other people, you're never going to be in balance. So that's a really, really huge one. Next, look at the food that you're feeding yourself. The food choices we make send us a signal automatically of, do I love and care for myself? Or do I not love and care for myself? Which option am I choosing by the food that I am choosing to feed my body with, my temple? Okay? And the very last one, and perhaps the most important one, is to watch your thought patterns. Negative thought patterns will determine your reality, as will positive thought patterns. What you choose to think, what you choose to say, and how you choose to act are largely determined by your thought patterns. What you think and think and think repetitively is what you get. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. I hope this helps you learn how to develop a little bit of a closer relationship with yourself during our state of hypersymbiosis, and one that'll help you find more support and freedom within yourself as well. Please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Share this video with anyone you think may find it interesting. And head over and check out my other social media pages as well. Thanks very much and have a beautiful day.